Fellow traders, 'tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Wednesday, February the 25th. The year's 2026. Let's talk trading, trading stories, self-talk. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. As always, have your risk management in place so you don't lose more than you're willing to lose while trading. Walmart and I, we were trading together this morning, and it was kind of funny. We made a couple bucket loads of pips, but how we talked to ourselves while we were trading was really funny because, um, one of the things Walmart's like to say, do you have more pips than what you started with? And it's like, be happy. But we'll be in a trade, and we could have made the opportunity to take a couple of pips, and then the market reverses. Instead of being up 2 pips, you're down 2 pips. And that happened to me a couple times. It happened to Walmart. But it just kind of goes to show about the self-talk, because I'll say things like, well, I should have known better, or I shouldn't be so stupid. But see, that's hairy hindsight talking. We talk about hairy hindsight a lot. In fact, just before this video, I was in a trade and I went short here, somewhere around here. And I think what happened was, I think at the moment this was the highest low. And so I had shorted it here because price came back. And then it just ran up against me. And it's like, well, I did break a rule when I took that trade, or a rule of thumb, I should say, because the M30 was green and I was on and the M5 was green. And it's like, I even have an indicator that says, don't short. But sometimes I don't follow what my indicators tell me. And then I get stuck in the trade. But the thing is, what he was saying, Walmart said that, sometimes it's just the market. It's not that you were stupid. I mean, if it would have went your way, and which, he's got a point, because we can't control what the market does. I mean, right here, there's a flip-flop opportunity. And what happened? You would have been taken down. And there was another flip-flop opportunity, and that one would have paid off. So it's one of those things where when you're dealing with the market, as in trading, you can't control. So you get a signal, you take it. It doesn't work out. You get the same signal, you take it. It works out. I mean, it happens over and over and over again. But what we do is we tell ourselves stories, then we start monkeying with our system, and then we start adding indicators, and on and on and on. And we don't actually reap the benefit. I mean, that rule of thumb is, you don't want to short an M30, but if you're in the rat zone, and see here, it's even saying the range is too low, but if you're in that rat zone and you see what price is doing, you look left, it's either red candles or wicks. It's like, yeah, let's go short. It's like, it hasn't closed above 35. It's gotten close a couple of times, and here we go again. We've got a new M30 happening. And, my instincts would be look for a short. And it's kind of interesting. It looks like the red rat, the smart rat here, 35.22 thereabouts. but it's that self-talk that can get you in a lot of trouble. I mean, the other thing I like to do, it's like if I'm in a trade and I see a one ball, I get out. And so what happened was right here, I believe this one ball was here, and I saw that one ball, I got out. Now, if I would have waited just a minute more or so, I might have had, or actually less than a minute, I might have had the opportunity to pick up one more pip. And I think I was in 5 or 6 trades at the time because I was playing the numbers game. I was shorting the 30, and I think I got up here somewhere. I saw it drop below here. I jumped in, then there was another flip-flop box, inside bar. And so I just added in, and I got out, with the profit. But, that self-talk along the way can really mess you up. So you have to watch what you say to yourself. In fact, Bruce Lee had a quote, something to the effect of words have power. So never talk bad, about yourself to yourself. Don't put yourself down. Say something in positive, like next time I will do better. Next time, this is what I'm going to do. You look forward. You don't beat yourself up about the past. Because there was another opportunity I had. I can't remember where it was on the chart, but it came down. I had the opportunity to take like a pip or so, and I didn't. And then it reversed, and it's like, stuck in the trade again. But the thing is, you have to be able to, you know, realize what you're saying to yourself and then modify it. So you're not beating yourself up, because that's just going to make you feel bad, and you're going to be in that downward spiral. You don't want to do that. I mean, it's like, would you talk that way to somebody else? Then don't talk that way to yourself. I mean, it's hard, especially if you're a perfectionist, especially if you're competitive, but you have to, focus, forward, not backwards. In other words, focus on the positive, focus on what you can do. It's like, okay, next time, this is what I'm going to do. In fact, there's a study out, or a couple of studies out about that, about, self-talk, the effects it has on you. And it's just something that you might not think about, or you might not even realize you're doing it. And that's where it really gets interesting. And it's called a reflective practice. So if you're interested, you can Google that. But it really, focuses on your weaknesses, but you have to look at it in a way that works, that's going to make you, do better and feel better. So it's like, you have your trading plan, for example, and so you trade your plan. Well, then you get the experience of trading. Maybe you win some, maybe you lose some. But at each trade, that's where you reflect, and then you go back to your plan again. So you say, okay, I did a flip flop box, and it didn't go in my favor. Did I do anything wrong? No. I followed my plan. So it's like, you follow plan, check. Um, was I late? Did I rush the trade? No, I did it pretty much on time. So check. So right there, I mean, was there any reason why I shouldn't have taken the trade? Well, you could say, yes, M30 was green, but I was in the rat zone. I was within, 2 pips or 10 pips of the high. So you know that price likes to, reverse out of that level or off that level. So you go, okay. So then it's just you shrug it off. It's like, well, the market just happened to go the other way. And then you take another trade. It's like, okay, I got in. I had, an inside bar, another flip flop. I'm, just a couple of pips off the daily high. And then it goes in your favor. Then you can get out all the trades with the profit. So there's no reason to say beat yourself up over this trade when you were doing everything here and it worked out. I mean, here you could say, well, I probably shouldn't have done that, but you did it. And so the next time you go, okay, if if these conditions exist at this level, I don't do that trade. I mean, that's why I started using the M30, because it was like every time I would go short, on a green candle, and you'd see all these shorts. But it's like, why are you shorting on a green M30? You played a cover. In fact, I believe it was this candle here. We were playing the cover. This candle here, this big one, was playing the midpoint of the M30. And in fact, it got close to the midpoint. I didn't take my profit, and then it ran all the way back up. I think I added in once again. Then it came down, hit it, pierced it, and I got out. So I was lucky. And that's one of the things I say to remind myself every time I win, I'm lucky, because I don't control the outcome. It's funny because I'd said something to Walmart. I said, the thing about trading is, if somebody's, a trader, you should be able to put them in front of the screen with a trade that's already on. And that trade, if it's in a losing position, like, what do they do? Do they just sit there? Do they wait? Do they hope? Or are they making plans like, okay, I need to average in here. I can, have it so it could be profitable. Because if you sit them down and they're in profit already, it's like I said, to me, it's easy. Say you're in a 5-pip profit and somebody puts you in front of the screen. You could either take the 5 pips, boom, well, that's easy. Or you could say, you know what, I'll put the stop loss, 50% trailer, or I'll put the stop loss at entry +2. At least I make 2 pips. I'm up 5. I don't want to give back more than 3. Give it some wiggle room. I mean, if you look here, let's see, the 50%, it's like 2.2. So yeah, if you give back 3, you're in the 80 percentile range. So, okay, 80-20 rule. So what? You're going to see that really only about 20% of the time does it go to 3. So that might be a good plan. But that's the difference about trading, because you look around the internet, everybody's trying to find some little method or plan that they basically don't have to do any work. They think, oh, I just buy this EA or run this and it's going to make me money. And it's like, no, traders make money. Sure, there might be somebody out there with a supercomputer with EA and machine learning and making money like Hall Kreslick, but if you knew what he had going, you'd say, no, I better learn how to trade, because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.